Good afternoon, everybody. It is a tradition here at UCT for one of the Deputy Vice-Chancellors to come before the ceremony to give you a little bit of a background on how the proceedings will take place, as indeed it happened for the graduates, to explain to them what they have to do as they go up on stage. And inevitably, what happens is that a few get it wrong and end up walking in odd directions or doing odd things, which is part of the fun of the occasion. My name is Sandra Klopper. I'm one of the DVCs here at UCT. What I do want to say to you today, though, is that we're doing things differently this year. Because of the death of Madiba, we were not sure how we should handle these ceremonies and whether we should proceed as normal. After much deliberation, what we did decide is that we would dedicate all of our graduation ceremonies to his memory, which is what we are doing in these ceremonies that have been going on for the entire week, last week, and also today and tomorrow. So it is different from what it has been in the past. It is a time of national mourning even after the burial yesterday. But we also want you to see this as a time of celebration because, of course, we are celebrating his life and not only mourning his death. And we do want you, as part of this ceremony, in going forward into your own lives, to celebrate the occasion as well. So what I should also tell you is that though we originally thought that we would not actually have Guardiamus walking into the hall, we decided that that would be fitting to the memory of Madiba, who valued education very highly. So when we walk into the hall, we will have Guardiamus as usual. What will be different, though, is that before we sing the national anthem, again in tribute to him and to his memory and to his role in our lives and to what he made possible for us, there will be a lament called Vugani Nobani Lele that will be sung by a student, and I will thank her afterwards for this by name. This lament is one that is sung by a woman when an elder person passes away in the house. It is a call to the ancestors to come and collect and guide the person, even though the ancestors will already be there. Once the breath goes, you are amongst the ancestors, so they come and guide the deceased person and give courage. Before everybody comes into the hall in the procession, I would like to say a few words in relation to what has been happening this week. I think we have all been riveted by the proceedings, the ceremonies, the events that have taken place, and of course by yesterday as well. And I thought it fitting just to read a few words from what other people have said in the course of last week. I was very struck yesterday by the short quip that came from Bill Clinton, and I'm sure many of you will have seen that. He said, when Madiba could have had the politics of resentment, he chose the politics of inclusion. I also think that the speech that Obama gave was an extraordinary tribute, and one that I would like to quote from very briefly. He said, "His struggle was your struggle. His triumph was your triumph. Your dignity and your hope found expression in his life, and your freedom, your democracy, is his cherished legacy." He also pointed out that Madiba insisted on sharing with us his doubts and his fears, his miscalculations along with his victories. "I am not a saint," Madiba said, "unless you think of a saint as a sinner who keeps trying." And then finally, just a statement that he also made. He said that Mandela showed us the power of action, of taking risks on behalf of our ideals. I do want to say to those of you who are here today to graduate that I hope that you may find the courage to follow the wonderful example that he set for us in following his ideals and taking risks in the process. With that, I'd like to ask you to stand up very briefly. You can flex yourselves, your feet, your muscles, whatever, and then I will be going out and we will soon be coming in to the music that will be played down here. Thank you.
By the authority conferred on me as Vice-Chancellor, I constitute this Assembly a congregation of the University of Cape Town. We will now have the Lament.
Vukani, vukani, vukani madoda nomanilele na, vukani bo, vukani, vukani, vukani madoda nomanilele na, vukani bo. Siyacela vukani, vukani madoda nomanilele na, vukani bo. Siyacela vukani, vukani madoda nomanilele na, vukani siyacela vukani, vukani madoda noma nilele na, vukani bo, vukani, vukani, vukani madoda nilele na, vukani bo, hey ya hey 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 ya hey 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 ya hey 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 ya hey hey siyacela vukani, vukani madoda noma nilele na, vukani bo, siyacela, siyacela vukani, vukani madoda noma nilele na, vukani bo.
Please remain standing while we sing the national anthem as a tribute to the life of Madiba. Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to invite Lwazi Somya, the acting president of the SRC, to read the university dedication.
Dalibunga Madiba Myemyem Ngolobsina Sopitro Vela Mempensele. At this time of national reflection and reconciliation, following the death of the father of the nation, Nelson Rolihlahla Mandela, and celebrate his life, we, the members of the University of Cape Town, reaffirm our mission to nurture rational and creative thought and free inquiry, to strive for excellence in teaching and research, to educate for life and address the challenges of our society. We undertake to advance these ideals in the spirit of freedom and responsibility and through consultation and debate. We celebrate our founders, benefactors, and predecessors, those who have built the fabric and nourished the values of UCT. And we dedicate this celebration to continuing the work of our former president. To those who graduate today, we wish courage, wisdom, and purpose. To those who will leave the university to learn and work elsewhere, may you sustain those values which unite us here today and advance them in the world beyond. A love of truth and of learning and of this, our university. Long live the spirit of Nelson Mandela, long live.
Please be seated. I'd like firstly to thank UCT South African College of Music singers for leading us in the singing of Gaudeamus and of the national anthem. They were accompanied by Eben Wagenstrom. Then for the Lament, Vugani Nobanilele, Zinzi Nogavu, who has on several occasions during this ceremony done this lament for us, and thank you for your beautiful rendition of it. And then finally, we heard from Mike Blake on the trumpet and the Ama Ambush group, a whole medley of things, including Tula Sizwa and Mbube from Solomon Linda and Pata Pata by Dorothy Masuka. Although Solomon Linda featured very briefly in that medley, I think he's one of the most interesting musicians in the history of South Africa. He composed Mbube and recorded it in 1939 with the Evening Songbirds at Gallo Records. He himself was originally from Msinga, the Msinga region. He went to Johannesburg as a migrant laborer in the 1930s and worked at the Mai furniture store before he went to Gallo Records to work there as a packer, as a record packer. And it was while he was there that he recorded the Mbube that was done with his choir, the Evening Songbirds. He then sold the rights to Mbube for 10 shillings to Gallo Records. And it was, of course, subsequently made famous, I think, by a group called the Weavers, and became part of The Lion King with Walt Disney. And eventually, and this is the good part of the story, in 2006, his family won back some of the royalty rights to the song, and they now have those royalties as part of the history of this extraordinary song and its performance. Right, with that introduction to and thanks to everybody who have been responsible here for leading us in song and music, I would now like to welcome the congregation here today. And just to point out that though we have indicated that it is, of course, a time of mourning, it is also a wonderful occasion for a celebration with family, friends, and those who are about to graduate. It is fitting, in view of the solemnity of this occasion, that we always mark it through ritual. And we mark it through ritual in part by wearing garments that date back to medieval times. And that is why they look so out of character with the contemporary world that we are in. I'd like to tell you a tiny bit about those garments and the history of some of those garments. First of all, the garments that we wear, these very elaborate ones on the stage, the Vice Chancellor, myself, and various other people, and our caps as well, were in fact used by the clergy, the high clergy in the Catholic Church. And the Catholic Church at that time had a monopoly, a virtual monopoly on learning and the granting of licenses to teach. And those who were the graduates who were allowed to teach wore the black garments that you do today, and apparently they did so in order to hide ink stains. So they had a very practical reason originally for being black. There is something else I would like to say, though, about the history of the rituals that we use to mark occasions like this, particularly in light of the death of our late state president. And that is that in the history of education, there have always been very, very serious exclusions. In the medieval church, of course, what happened is that only men were educated. Women did not form part of that community of people who could become learners and teachers. The same is true of Timbuktu in Mali in the 12th century, when there were 25 students from all over Africa studying at Timbuktu, and this was a quarter of the population of that very large town. So out of 100,000 people, 25 were students. The Muslim graduates were given turbans as a symbol of divine light, wisdom, knowledge, and excellence in moral conduct. So a different tradition, but with very similar rituals to the ones that were prevalent in medieval Europe. Again, women were excluded from those centers of learning. So we have long histories of exclusion of one kind and another, such as the exclusions that we, of course, witnessed in our own country through the segregated education and the founding of Fort Hare as a result for black graduates and the education of black graduates in South Africa. It struck me very forcibly last week when we had an honorary doctorate which was given to Alan Gray. After the ceremony, he said that the thing that struck him most about being present at the graduation was just how vastly the identity of the graduates here at UCT had changed since he remembered. And I think it is a wonderful tribute again, in part, to our late state president, that so much has changed in this country and that we all have access to the education that UCT can offer us. I'd like just to point out finally that histories of exclusion are fairly recent as far as education is concerned. Harvard, as we know it today, originally conferred only degrees on men. There were no women at Harvard, but there were 7 sister colleges that were affiliated to Harvard, one of them being Radcliffe, which in 1963, as late as that only, began to confer joint diplomas with Harvard for women. And the formal merger of Radcliffe and Harvard was only signed in 1977, a year after the Soweto uprising. So these are, I think, very important things to remember in looking at the past, the present, and into our own futures. I'd like finally to say that on this occasion, although we are following traditions that date back to the Middle Ages, please do feel free to show your pride and your appreciation for the graduates in whatever way you see fit. Thank you.
We come to the main degree conferring part of the ceremony. By virtue of the authority conferred on me as Vice-Chancellor, I admit to the degrees specified and to the diplomas specified in the program those students listed in the program as graduating in absentia. I will now confer degrees and admit to the diplomas those who will be presented to me by the deans.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you for the Associate in Management Practice, Stratton Lloyd Barry. Suleiman Fredericks. Nomtandazo Kanyisa Mabeke. Margaret Msangama Omari. For the postgraduate diploma in management practice, Catherine Jill Ashford. Fatima Bores. Michael Richard Collins. Asiya Ibrahim. Donovan Fredericks. Michael Mbuya. Tabang Godfrey Moleli. Tebogo Arthur Motapo. Jongjeke Wil Rosalia Sandra Narch. Mwabisi Adrian Nyeza. Jurg Fitzner. Gerson Robert Chipena. Joanne Elizabeth van Rooyen. Sipiwo Felake Vilakati. For the postgraduate diploma in business administration, Pamela Nokutula Chianika. Arlene Shirley de Swart. Refilo Mantoi Ntoi.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you, for the degree of Bachelor of Science, Melissa Albeldos. Dino Dominique Rodriguez Alves. Jamie Bock. Alexander Sergeyevich Borisov. With distinction in computer games development, Daniel Robert Burnham King. Nathan Zachary Bernstein. Dennis Cheng. Nicole Ashley Chetty. Isrom Sabato Chigoriga. With distinction in applied mathematics, astrophysics, mathematics, and a degree with distinction, Slil Klingman. With distinction in computer games development, computer science, and a degree with distinction, Justin Roberto Cosuti. Justin Lindsay Creasy. Tando Lindokushle Dlamini. Sponello Dongrabe. Wesley Jason Elliott. Michael James Ferguson. Jasmine Ferreira. With distinction in computer science, Taylor Ashton Gieben. William Martin Gowans. With distinction in philosophy, David Lynn Harris. With distinction in computer science, Nabila Harris. Julia Lynn Healy. With distinction in genetics and mathematics, and a degree with distinction, Alexa Storm Heeks. Kevin John Helfrich. Shu Yu Shu. Xin Lung Hong. Muhammad Mahdi Ismail. With distinction in applied mathematics, physics, and a degree with distinction, Gregory Scott Jackson. Grace Oluwatoyin Jagedi. Paida Moyo Farai Kachambwa. Hussein Kaji. Azole Kondlo. With distinction in mathematics and a degree with distinction, Lebohang Makalanyane. Whitley Lisa Makari. Nkosana Malumba. With distinction in microbiology, Wimbai Caroline Mandikumba. With distinction in computer science, Numrata Sasha Manilal. Janet Mate. Zakra Matthews. Craig Sizwe Matika. Lucas Michael Henry McConnell. With distinction in computer games development, Benjamin Francis Meyer. Mpoentle Marvel Monedi. With distinction in computer science, mathematics, and a degree with distinction, Menzi Walter Motza. Robin Tinashi Mukanganisa. Jarvis Luti Mutaka. Tanga Nedzani Nechifefe. Hayung No. Shireen Patel. With distinction in computer games development and computer science, Connor James Patrick. Chechofatso Palejo. Chad Winston Peterson. Atebile Plaiki. With distinction in applied mathematics, philosophy, and a degree with distinction, Elan Price. Marie Elodie Raisa Anil Prosper. With distinction in computer games development, computer science, and a degree with distinction, Merada Richter. Wesley John Robinson. With distinction in computer science, mathematics, and a degree with distinction, Stephen Michael Williamson Ribisky. With distinction in computer games development and computer science, Matthew William Seegers. With distinction in computer games development and computer science, Mordechai Seraf. Makabo Sydney Setoaba. With distinction in computer games development and computer science, Victor Angelo Sudin. With distinction in computer games development and computer science, Darrell Victor Stewart. Jose Strachen. Muhammad Mizan Suleiman. With distinction in computer games development, Terry Tsen. Tamsankwa Elvis Vezi. With distinction in economics and the degree with distinction, Fergus Michael Wegner. With distinction in computer science, mathematics, and the degree with distinction, Matthew Gordon Patterson Wellham. Basil Thomas Whitehead. With distinction in computer games development, Matthew Gregory Wood. Zachariah Ahmed Zachariah. In mathematical, physical, and statistical sciences, Itumeleng Mamashlo Louis Ledwaba. Peter Long Hao. Kanyisa Magungwana. Chuarello Moshlala. Tsepo Mpomane. Abisola Omololu Shofoyeke. For the degree of Bachelor of Science Honours in Applied Mathematics, Craig Xavier Basson. Belarani Kanji. First class, Adil Mohammed. Nasira Musa. First class, Judith Magdalena Zielinger. In astrophysics and space science, Anati Hokwana. Iliab de Kotse Malefashlo. Buntu Inkapecha. In computer science, Munib Badurun. First class, Kai Philip Walker Crumley. Aurelia Cecilia Drummer. Danielle Dutoy. Rudy Engelke. First class, Robert Alistair Fraser. First class, Amber Tony Goldberg. First class, Bhavana Harilal. Damien Lee Higgs. Righto Jefta. Skalk Jacobus Jordan. Walter Kumalo. First class, Matthew Casper Layton. Dane Marshall Makia. Zola Julius Madolo. Tami Matamela Maiwashe. First class, Lebogang Mamecha. First class, Halatezi Kevin Matidza. Ditiro Mokotong Maubane. Nina Kechipile Ochweleng. Andrew Sean Petty. Ryan Saunders. First class, Brett Sarah Sharwood. First class, David Peter Shorten. Eric Chinhao Su. Barakansanya Godfrey Swai. First class, Anna Talasinos. James Anthony Watson. In information technology, Heinrich Strauss. In mathematics, first class, Liam Bradwin Baker. Catherine Jane Barry. First class, Roland Elliott. First class, Melanie Alexandra Hassa. First class, Stefan Juncker. First class, Graham Richard Manuel. First class, Jacobus Petrus van der Merwe. In statistical sciences, Bantu Bakuti Billy Hallam. In physics, first class, Benjamin Wallace Meyering. Mohammed Kamil Mohammed. First class, Maria Oshdanish. Joshua Wyatt Smith. For the degree of Master of Science in Applied Mathematics, Patrick Adams. Chart Cornelis de Wit. In astrophysics and space science, with distinction, Sultan Hassan. Khaled Said. In computer science, Richard Jonathan Baxter. Edmundo Bruno Felipe Chisungo. Gerion Koch Kapure. Christine Wanjiru Mburu. Kolokobo Namkwela Mankwanazi. Ngoni Munyaradzi. In mathematics, Gail Renee Upfel. Pierre de Jager. With distinction, Paulus Haihombo. In mathematics of finance, Impendulo Armstrong Mkwanazi. In physics, with distinction, Louis John Majawa.
Vice Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you, for the degree of Master of Business Administration, Claire Best. In the executive program, Kola Brian Bomela. Terence Sonny Chauke. For the degree of Master of Philosophy in Development Finance, with distinction, Catherine Ann Denoon Stevens. Studuzo Simosake Mkwango. Gloria Nokutula Shabalala. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Business Administration, for a thesis which advances business and organizational foresight by validating a purpose-based taxonomy of scenario methods and demonstrating how the utility of real-world planning depends on congruence between the purpose assumptions of the scenario method and underlying organizational intention. Adam Victor Gordon. In Business Administration, for a thesis which explains the impacts of policy and sector reform processes on capability structures and performance of public utilities in South Africa's electricity sector. Mundia Kabinga.
Vice-Chancellor, I have the honor to present to you, for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in Applied Mathematics, for a thesis on the dynamics of a two-patch model of the interaction between grazers and grass in savannas, using geometric perturbation theory for existence proof and Morse theory for confirming correctness of the bifurcation diagram. Mohammed Abdulaziz Abdallah Bakit. For a thesis which determines how large-scale structures in the universe come about in modified theories of gravity, Amare Abebi Gidelu. For a thesis on the development, analysis, and numerical implementation of locking-free, discontinuous Galerkin methods for problems in elasticity using linear and multilinear approximations, Beverly Joanna Grieshaber. For a thesis which focuses on the existence, nature, and stability of spherically symmetric solutions in modified theories of gravity, Anne-Marie Kazioka Nzioki. For a thesis which assesses past and probable future impacts of the South African fishery for sardine and anchovy on the population dynamics of African penguins, William Michael Lewin Robinson. In computer science, for a thesis which develops a framework that prescribes how to design and evaluate contextual podcasting tools for the use by faculty and students in developing world universities, Raymond Mugwanya. For a thesis extending the field D star pathfinding algorithm to 2D triangulations and 3D tetrahedral meshes. These representations offer order of magnitude improvements in algorithms' running time and space requirements compared to multi-resolution grids. Simon James Perkins. For a thesis which develops a community-based approach to the effective integration of a new educational medium in South African schools, Jakapan Tangkwampin.
I want to start by reminding you of the special connection that we have to Madiba, between him and this university, that is through his wife, Graça Machel, who is also the Chancellor of the university and who would normally preside over a graduation ceremony. And so the graduation ceremony is a special moment and an appropriate moment for all of the graduates and for the families and for the university to express our condolences to Mrs. Graça Machel and to say that we're thinking of her at this time and we understand that she can't be with us. I want to leave you with 4 messages as you conclude this graduation, to leave the graduates with 4 messages. They are relating to dreams, to courage, to purpose, and to values. It seems to me that as you go out from here and you start thinking about the next phases of your lives, although there will be many uncertainties and it may take time to find your exact paths, it's the dreams that you need that will set you on that path. And I urge you to be bold, to think big, to think out of the box, to think about doing things your way and differently, and to live your lives in ways that will fulfill your dreams rather than just working to fulfill other people's dreams. To do that takes courage, because often it is the unknown. As Christopher Columbus said, you can't cross the ocean unless you have the courage to lose sight of the shore of where you're departing. And when you're looking to conquer new territory, to go to new places, to try things you haven't done before, you have to leave your security zone. You have to take those chances. You have to recognize that there will be failures and there will be pitfalls, but only through that can you learn. And that all takes courage. And I wish you all courage as you think about your careers from here onwards. And thirdly, one of the core values of the university, purpose. That in thinking about what you want to achieve with your lives, those goals should not just be self-enrichment or selfish goals, but goals that when people eventually write your obituary, as we have been writing Nelson Mandela's this past 10 days, they will remark on the impact that you've had on the world, on the people around you, on the environment for future generations, on those near to you, your loved ones, and those far from you who you did not know, but whose lives you impacted through your work, through your generosity, through your philanthropy, through caring, through leaving your footprint in the places that you've been. And finally, not only do you need purpose, but you should be informed by values. When you leave this university, you join the convocation of the university. Most of you graduating for the first time will become graduates of UCT for the first time and therefore members of convocation for the first time. You join a community of about 100,000 living alumni who are spread across South Africa and across the world and who are our ambassadors. You and they are the way in which our reputation is created. We are judged by the things you do and by the things you know and by how well you perform. But more than anything else, you and your alma mater are judged by the values that you live. And we hope through your years at UCT, you will have absorbed and imbibed some of the values that inform the ethos of this institution. A commitment to social justice, a commitment to greater equity and reducing inequality, a commitment to using the special privilege that you've all had and that we've had through getting a higher education at one of the world's leading universities, a privilege afforded to very few people in the world, to use the opportunities afforded to you through that privilege to change the lives of those less privileged than ourselves, those who have not had and are not able to get a strong education as we have. As I say, you and we will be judged by the extent to which you live out those values, and I urge you to be good ambassadors for the university. Before concluding, I'm sure you will want to express your appreciation, and I do want to express mine, to the families, your parents, your loved ones, your partners, for some of you, your children, who have supported you through your degrees and through your long education, financially, emotionally, psychologically. They've been there for you. So I invite you, graduates, to stand up and make eye contact with your family in the audience. Take your scrolls and wave them above your heads and shout your appreciation to your family members. And I'm sure you appreciate that you would not have got to the place you are without the support of lecturers and professors and faculty members represented on the stage, as well as the many other support staff departments of the university that keep the libraries and the computer systems and the security and the residences ticking, and in particular the registrar's office, which organizes graduations. And so I invite you to show your appreciation to the faculty and to the staff. And finally, we know how hard you've worked. We know what you've sacrificed, you graduates, to get to this point. And so we all want to give you one last huge round of applause for what you've achieved. Congratulations. Go and celebrate.
We've come to the end of the formal part of this ceremony. I'd like to invite all of you to join us in the Leslie building afterwards for a function, and it's in that direction as you go out of the hall. But first, the platform party will be leaving the hall, followed by the graduates. We ask the rest of you to stand and remain standing while we leave the hall. I'd also like to ask those of you who go out of the hall to continue moving down the steps so that we don't have a bottleneck at the top. It takes a long time to get out of here if people start taking pictures at the top of the steps. So with that, I'd like now to invite the Vice-Chancellor to dissolve this congregation.
By the authority conferred on me, I now dissolve this congregation of the University of Cape Town.